Tracy. Hi, good morning. Thank you for the answer, the call back. Good morning. It's true, my name is Laura Camion, and it's also true that I will be your moderator today. But more about me in a minute. The first thing that I want to do is have us all close our eyes. I know, it's a little weird. Someone, go ahead. Close our eyes for just a minute. Oh, deep breath. Just settle into our seats. Settle into the room. I want you to think for a moment about how you're feeling right now. I want you to consider a word that encapsulates how you're feeling in this moment. Yes, that word does not need to be positive or constructive or aspirational in how you wish you were feeling right now. It can simply be the truth about how you're feeling in this moment. Okay, let's open our eyes. On the count of 3, we are all going to say the word that describes how we're feeling right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nervous. Excellent, thank you. I'd love to hear from some individuals now. In the second row, which is our first row, would you tell me your name and how you're feeling right now?
Annie Abrams, worried.
Hi, Annie. You're worried. I feel you. I feel that. Annie is worried right now. Who else can share? Gorgeous necklace right there in the white jacket. That's right. That's your necklace I'm talking about. Can you tell me your name and how you're feeling right now? Hi, Charmaine. Charmaine is feeling insecure. I also feel that. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. How about someone in the back, gentleman in the pink shirt? That's right. That's you. Hi. Can you tell me your name and how you're feeling? Hi, Henry. Henry feels grateful. It's so nice to meet you, Henry. Thank you. Now let's do this one more time. Let's close our eyes again. And this time I want you to consider your intention for the day. There's a million other places you could be today, and yet you selected to be here with us today. So I'm curious to know, what is your intention for the time that you spend here today? I personally believe that any activity we engage in can be affected positively or negatively by the intention that we choose on the front end. So with your eyes shut, I'm just going to name a few possible intentions, just a few examples. You don't have to use any of these. Here's what I mean when I say intention. Learning, networking, growth, breakthrough, problem solving. I want you to choose what your intention is today. Choose a word. Let's open our eyes. And on 3, we're all going to say the word that describes our intention for today. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. I heard a lot of intentions. I'd like to hear from some individuals now in the lovely flowered blouse. Can you tell me your name and your intention? Hi, Lydia. Lydia is here to connect. Thank you so much. And in the back, black shirt on the aisle, can you tell me your name and your intention? That's right, that's you. Nikiko? Yokiko, great to meet you. And Yokiko is here to absorb. And one more, how about over here in the black top? Can you tell me your name and your intention?
Tracy, open.
Hi, Tracy. Tracy's intention is to be open. That's fantastic. As you know by now, my name is Laura, and my intention is to listen, to engage, and to connect. A little more about me. I am a writer, I am a speaker, I am a media trainer, and kind of, frankly, a communications nerd, and I'm okay with that. I've spent the last couple of decades working with Blue Man Group, and one of the many things that I did there as the VP of Communications is train blue men all around the world who don't speak a word on stage how to effectively use their voice and communicate key messages to the media and to the world off stage. Our goal today, whether you know it or not, this is a room full of incredible people with a wealth of knowledge. And I hope by the end of today, you'll realize how many resources are right here in this room. So this opening session is meant to welcome you. It's meant to get a kickstart, a jump start into your networking. And it's also to cross-pollinate a little bit of those resources and those ideas and that support. So our goal today is to create a brave space where we can talk about this important topic and start to break down some walls, start to break through some silos. But I want to acknowledge that this is a broad, complex, and deep topic. So we're obviously not going to summarize it in one conversation, and we're not going to resolve it all in one day. I think we can all acknowledge that. But what we can do is begin to educate ourselves. We can get inspired to take action, and I think that's the most important part. We want to leave here ready to take action, and we can get recharged and refueled to continue the great work that we've already begun doing. So here's where we're going to start. Today, you'll be seeing this acronym and hearing this acronym quite a bit. I.D.E.A. This is inclusion, diversity, equity, and access. You'll hear it as I.D.E.A. You'll hear it as inclusion, diversity, equity, and access. This morning, I'm going to lead you through a couple of quiet, contemplative list-making exercises, and then I'm going to facilitate and moderate a discussion between you so we can really start to learn from each other. So while we're at it, let me give you one more acronym. GROWS, grows. These are our ground rules for the work that we're going to do here this morning. The G is get it all down. There's going to be some ideas that you have that you feel are like too weird or too strange or will never work or, you know, I can't conceive how that could happen. Write it down. Just write it down. Do me a favor. Don't judge it. Just put it all down on the page. Risk. You're also going to feel a lot of feelings today. It's not unusual when you talk about a topic this important to have visceral and physical responses to the conversation. So whether that is sweaty palms or your heart is racing or your eyeballs turn to cry balls, all of that is okay. I want you to be okay with that. I want you to lean into that risk, okay? The O is for open. We want to stay open. We want to be authentic. We want to be real. Can we all agree that this is a brave space for us to have the courage to talk about some things that are challenging and perhaps less flattering than we'd like them to be? The W is for we are all part of the conversation. If you're in this room and you can hear my voice, you are included in this dialogue, whether that's participants, guests, scribes, all of us are part of this conversation. And finally, step forward, step back. I want you to just take a second to self-reflect. If you are someone who typically steps forward, speaks up, speaks often, I want it to challenge you. Just see if you can take just a half step back. Just make a little space for some other voices to come into the dialogue. What we want to do is hear from as many voices and people as we can today. So conversely, if you're someone who typically does not step forward, I want to nudge you very gently and challenge you to take a step forward to include yourself in this dialogue. Okay? So I want you to get your notebooks. You've all been given notebooks. I want you to get a fresh, clean piece of paper ready to go. Got your notebooks? All right, fresh sheet of paper. I want you to date the top of the page. It's May 30th. I want you to number 1 to 10 down the left side of the page. And I'll give you a little hint. No matter how many items end up on this list, whether it's 3 or 10 or 20, you're doing it right. Okay? So don't worry about that. Before we start our first list, I'm going to read a quote to you from The Day-to-Day Experiences of Workplace Inclusion and Exclusion by Julie S. Nugent, Alexander Pollock, and Danica J. Travis, PhD. Ready? A female study participant in Canada said, "At this conference, every table had a BS sign. And if you didn't agree, or if you wanted to go deeper into something being discussed by a keynote or a leader, you just held up your BS sign to challenge it. And the question got asked of a leader, do you believe that our competencies are inclusive? And his response was, yes, because they were developed by the company globally, so of course they're inclusive. And up goes the BS sign at every table. And he was quite taken aback because in his heart, he truly believed they were. We determined that over 90% of the people in the room felt that the policies were not as inclusive as they could be. So here's the gift, right? What do you do with that? Is it just a data point, or do you actually jump on it? Your first list is I.D.E.A. challenges I'm/we're facing. I.D.E.A. challenges I'm/we're facing. You can just put it up at the top, challenges we're facing. Katie, can you put 1 minute on the clock for me? Where's Katie? Or can you do it for us? Can you tell me your name again? Kiana, thank you so much. Kiana's going to put 1 minute on the clock, and starting now. I.D.E.A. challenges I'm facing. Up at 3 at a time. Thank you. 30 seconds to go. Remember, no matter how many things are on your list, you're doing it right. Ten seconds to go. And wrapping up. Great. I want you to come face to face with that list that you have just made. I want you to scan the page quickly. And I want, without too much overthinking, I want you to circle the item that really jumps out to you, maybe has the most power in it for you right in this moment. Go ahead and circle that. Okay, next, turn to a fresh sheet of paper. I want you to date the top of the page. It's still May 30th. I want you to number 1 to 10 down the left side of the page. Before we begin, I'm going to read a quote for you from Safe Spaces to Brave Spaces by Brian Aro and Christy Clemens. Ready? It became increasingly clear to us that our approach to initiating diversity dialogues should not be to convince participants that we can remove risk from the equation, for this is simply impossible. Rather, we propose revising our language, shifting away from the concept of safety, and emphasizing the importance of bravery instead, to help participants better understand and rise to the challenges of genuine dialogue on diversity issues. We have come to believe that we cannot foster critical dialogue by turning the classroom into a safe space, a place in which teachers rule out conflict. We have to be brave because along the way, we are going to be vulnerable and exposed. We are going to encounter images that are alienating and shocking. We are going to feel very unsafe. Your second list is I.D.E.A. initiatives that have been challenging but worth it. Just write challenging but worth it at the top of your page. We're going to have 1 minute to make this list. I.D.E.A. initiatives that have been challenging but worth it. 1 minute on the clock, and go. And 30 seconds. Ten seconds to go. Challenging but worth it. And wrapping up. I want you to take a good look at your list in front of you now. I want you to see which item on your list pops out at you, resonates for you, has the most strength for you. Maybe it's winking at you. Pick me. Please circle that one. Then turn to a fresh sheet of paper. Stay at the top of the page. Number it 1 to 10 on the left side of the page. This is from the Washington Post reporter Juliet Elpern. When President Obama took office, 2/3 of his top aides were men. Women complained of having to elbow their way into important meetings, and when they got in, their voices were sometimes ignored. So female staffers adopted a meeting strategy called amplification. When a woman made a key point, other women would repeat it, giving credit to its author. That forced the men in the room to recognize the contribution and denied them the chance to claim the idea as their own. Obama noticed and began calling more often on women and junior aides. What I wasn't prepared for was this. Once I shared this approach, women in Washington and in communities across the country decided to adopt it as their own. Your third list is I.D.E.A. resources that have been helpful/priceless. Resources that have been helpful/priceless will get 1 minute on the clock. Ready, go. These could be articles, websites, human beings, any resource that has been helpful or better yet, priceless. Thirty seconds to go. Ten seconds to go. And wrapping up, scan your list. Choose the item that really jumps out at you, that glows for you. Circle that item. Go to a fresh sheet of paper. If you love making lists, I'm so sorry to tell you this is our last list. That's me. But if you don't love making lists, hey, it's our last list. Okay, little quote. This one is a simple, powerful message. Whatever you do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. From Goethe. Whatever you do or dream you can, begin it. What boldness has genius and power and magic in it. Your last list is I.D.E.A. steps/initiatives I would undertake if I knew I would not fail. If I knew I would not fail, at the top of your page. 1 minute on the clock, ready, go. Thirty seconds to go. Ten seconds. And wrapping up. Now scan that list. I want you to choose the one that jumps out at you. And in this case, this might be the one that scares you the most, makes your palms sweaty a little bit. I want you to circle that one. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next before we do what we're going to do next, because once we start doing it, it's going to get really loud in here. Okay? So, try to follow. Here's what we're going to do when I tell you to do it. You're going to snake your hand up into the air. Your hand is going to scan the room for someone who is different from you in any way, big or small. They might be male and you're female, or vice versa. They may have short hair and long hair. They might have different color eyes, different color skin. Maybe they're wearing sneakers and you're wearing boots. Whatever. They're different from you and you do not know them. Don't forget that. You do not know this person. So you will choose this person. You'll reach your hand out and shake their hand, and you're going to introduce yourself to them. We're going to do that in a very specific way. Here's how I want you to do that. If, for example, your name is Laura, you will say, "Hi, my name is Laura." And they will say, "Your name is Laura." You'll say, "Hi, my name is Laura. Your name is Laura. My name is Laura. Your name is Laura." And then you'll reverse. "Hi, my name is Roger. Your name is Roger. My name is Roger. Your name is Roger. My name is Roger. Your name is Roger." Okay? Why would I have you do that? That seems weird. I have you do that because I myself am an introvert. I only pretend to be an extrovert from time to time. What happens to me when I meet someone is they say, "Hi, my name is," because a little puff of adrenaline happens at the most inopportune time, and I'm like, what did they say their name was? And we probably go years before I feel like I can admit to them, like, I need to ask you, what was your name again? I don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to give you 3 chances to hear the name of the person you're meeting, okay? Once you have mirrored your introductions with each other, you're each going to have 2 minutes to share with each other. You will choose something from your list, one thing off of your list that you want to share. If you are the listener, I want you to truly listen. Be curious. Ask questions. Like, get every single thing you can out of this person. And then at 2 minutes, we're going to switch. And if you were sharing, you're going to be listening. And if you were listening, you're going to be sharing. Okay? I will do my best to scream out when it's time to change. At the end of that 2 minutes, you will thank your partner, and we'll do the whole thing again, and you'll get to meet someone else. Are you ready? Take your list with you. Okay, let's stand up. Woo! Shake that arm out. Ready? Okay, we're going to snake our arms up in the air. That's right. Thank you for doing that. You're going to reach out, find someone who is different from you in any way that you do not know. You do not know this person. That's right. find a partner. Okay, everyone find a partner. Great. We're mirroring our introductions. Excellent. Okay, we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes for the first person. Determine who's going to share. Who is sharing right now? 2 minutes? Great. If you're listening, really listen. Let's get curious. We've got 1 minute to go. Okay. 30 seconds to go. Okay, 10 seconds, and then we're going to switch. Okay, we're switching. Wrap it up and switch to the other person. If you were talking, you'll be listening. Everybody switching. I hope this works. 30 seconds to go. Oh, I'm sorry, and a minute 30 to go. It's the other way, yep. One minute. But we're going to do this again. Okay. Wrap up your last sentence here. Everybody, eyes up here, if you will. Ooh, I love good conversations. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Eyes up here. Thank your partner. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. We'll talk more later. Are we ready to slink our hand back up in the air? Everybody, slink your hand back up in the air and look around you Find someone new who is different from you in any way, big or small. That's right. Introduce yourself. Everybody find a partner. Everybody have a partner? 2 minutes on the clock. Determine who's sharing first. Yes! Hi! How are you? Oops, I think you sure can. Hi. Tell me your name.
I'm Sunita.
Hi, Sunita. Your name is Sunita.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
mirror.
Sunita.
Your name is Sunita.
I am Sunita. Yes.
Thank you. Great. Yes. I'm Laura, but I work
Oh,
with
sorry.
Susan.
Okay.
I'm covering my mic so everyone doesn't
Oh,
hear.
sorry.
Okay, so do you want to tell me one of your ideas on your list?
So currently I'm working on a retention piece. Retention of the best women. So there are certain things we are trying out in our org about retention, because hiring is one thing, but we've found out that even if you build a diverse pipeline for hiring, retention is a big challenge, especially for senior women who leave the organization.
Yeah.
So we are brainstorming through those ideas, getting military training done.
No. She's telling me that there's 1 minute to go. Are you finding that there's anything that's particularly successful that's working?
I think some of the ideas that we have, but it's over a period of time that you need to measure. So some things that work are like introducing mentorship rings with male allies. That way women feel heard or sponsored, And we have a program called Male Allies where we involve the males to come and.
Okay, everybody switch. If you haven't switched, please switch. If you're listening, you should be sharing. If you're sharing, you should be listening.
Some of those things.
Male allies.
Yes.
How are the men? Are they excited about it?
Yeah, some of them are. And some of them think that women use the car to get their way. That myth about. So it's a hard nut to crack. But hopefully we make some inroads into that.
Yeah.
And then we also have a military program where we have military veterans get trained for 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they can come and join the force if they pass a certain bar.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be an interesting opportunity for them, right?
Yes.
Great.
I would love to hear your experience in the media world and women.
Well, and in I can't say it with my mic on. Not share because it's gonna. But you can find me later and we can chat more at lunch or something. Okay. Sunita. All right. So I'm gonna get everyone to. All right. Few more seconds. Wrapping up. How much is left? Fish? Got it. Okay, great. Okay. Let's wrap up our thoughts. Let's thank our partners. Say thank you to your partner, and we're going to find our seats again. I love that you're having to tear yourself away. Tear yourself away from your new friend. You will meet them again later today. Caw-caw. I was afraid I was going to have to resort to that. We need to get back into our seats just in the interest of time. Say thank you to your partner. Thank you so much. I love this lively discussion. It makes me so excited. I can't wait to hear some of the things that you heard. So I'm going to jump right in as you settle back into your seats. If you are someone who heard something interesting or something inspiring or something motivating Would you put your hand in the air? Anybody here? Anything interesting? Great. Fantastic. Here in the front in the blue shirt, would you mind telling me your name and who your partner was?
Well, I had two great partners.
Great.
So I had Jessica from Amazon.
Great. Jessica, would you mind standing up? And Jessica, do you guys mind? Both of you, sorry, you both stand up?
Oh.
Yep, okay. Great. And can you tell us, do you mind sharing with us, what was it that Jessica said that you found to be interesting or motivating?
Yeah, she basically followed up on your comment about the amplification under
Great.
Obama, and that at her company that can be a challenge where, being heard in meetings. And so we strategized on ways in which she could make a difference. And she
Great.
already is. I mean, she already has some strategies, but
Fantastic. Jessica, would you mind just elaborating a little bit on what some of those strategies are?
No worries. Yeah, sure. So I have a number of mentees at the company, and I often guide them when they're going into a big meeting to make sure they have allies before they go into the room and prep them for how they can support them live in the meeting. But I brought it up because it seems like there's an opportunity to just be more proactive about it. We still put the onus on the person to set themselves up for success. We're not proactively inclusive. Calling out, oh, this person isn't participating. How can we make sure they are participating? So.
And I'm curious to know, are anyone else dealing with this same issue in your company, or tried out amplification, or interested in trying it out? Curious? Amplification curious? Jessica, would you mind if any of these people find you at lunch and say, tell me more about how that worked for you and how you got it going?
Of course, I'm happy to do that.
Excellent. Can you turn around so everyone can see this is Jessica. Excellent. We're going to find Jessica at lunch. Fantastic. We're going to thank these two volunteers for going first, and we're going to do that not by clapping, but we're going to whoosh. We're going to send our grateful energy over to them in a one big whoosh, okay? It's going to be your breath. It's going to be your body. It's going to look like this. Whoosh. Okay? We're all going to do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. I hope you feel thanked. Let's hear from someone else. Who else heard something interesting from their partner? Yes, you, sir, in the gray jacket. Can you tell me your name and your partner's name?
My name is Brandon, and I had two wonderful partners as well. The second partner was Courtney.
Great.
And
Courtney, can you stand up?
she let me know about her degree in computer science and how she's working at doing Women Who Code, pizza parties, things like that, and kind of amplifying that idea that, there is a career here for us, and getting women interested in that. So I thought that was fascinating.
Excellent. I do too. Courtney, could you tell us all a little bit more about how you got that going?
So at my work, I started an employee resource group for women in science and technology, and part of our efforts to show girls that there's a future in STEM, that they belong, and that they're part of it. We do different events, things like the Girls Who Code event that puts on pizza parties and gets them interested in gaming and different programming, showing algorithms and all the cool things that we can do with computers. And then also we do different partnerships with our local universities, and then doing a computing day at our Pacific Northwest National Lab, where we bring in students from underrepresented communities and schools and show them kind of what we do there, that there's a future for them, and that they have a career in computing and all the cool stuff that we're doing.
You are doing a lot, Courtney. Thank you for sharing all of that. Courtney, do you mind if anyone finds you at lunch to ask you more about what you're doing?
Absolutely, that would be great.
Great. Can you also show everyone, this is Courtney. Girls Who Code. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let us whoosh. Brandon and Courtney, are we ready? Brandon, that's right. That's right. You can't really get the full whoosh unless you're standing. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, whoosh. Thank you so much. We have only 20 seconds to go, so I have to wrap this up, but I want to give you a little bit of homework. It's all on the honor code. I won't know if you did this or not. But I want to challenge you to have substantive conversations with each other today. You've got each other for this one precious day, and you want to get everything out of it. So don't be shy. Go up to each other at lunch, ask each other what you wrote about, what's on your list, and really exchange substance. Okay, how about one more whoosh to the sky for all of us? Thank you so much for doing this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Thank you. I'm over time, so I've got to go. Look.